Number 3. Frenchie is the worst human being on the planet.
What's that? Say that again?
What? What the hell are you talking about?
So Frenchie is gay and he started dating a guy now instead of Kimiko, which feels about as natural as a forced lobotomy.
Oh, God.
This relationship is boring and pointless, and it's pretty clear that the main reason it plays such a big part in this season is to suck up screen time. Now, it's become apparent to me that some of you believe that my hatred for this show stems from my extreme political beliefs and a slight touch of homophobia. And while I do have an irrational fear of gay people, my opinion of Frenchie has nothing to do with homosexuality. It's all got to do with character development.
Think about it, though, Tom. So weight loss. AIDS?
Nobody's got AIDS.
So I'm going to be fair and take this relationship on its own merits. So let's go over it. It's explained that Frenchie met Colin in AA. He recognized him as the surviving son of a family he murdered, and out of terrible guilt for his crimes, Frenchie decided to help Colin out by getting him a job with Starlight. Somewhere in that time, he started to have feelings. Lots of feelings. And the two began this will they, won't they relationship like it's a 90s sitcom.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
Frenchie is clearly in love with Colin, but tries to keep his distance due to a crushing weight of guilt he feels for being a mass murderer. But Frenchie can't keep away. He loves Colin, so much so that he tells him the truth, which leads to a bit of BDSM, and then Colin breaks up with him. How Shakespearean. Okay, so why? Why did Frenchie do this? It doesn't make any sense. You're gonna bang the last surviving member of the family you murdered? Are you so emotionally immature that you couldn't control yourself enough to walk away? What did you think was gonna happen? I have no idea what the writers are trying to say to the audience with this storyline. Are we supposed to feel bad for Frenchie? He straight up kills Colin's family, which clearly leads to him being a drug addict. And if that wasn't bad enough, Frenchie then decides to get involved with him both physically and romantically, which leads to him having emotional dependence on Frenchie. After this is established, he immediately tells Colin that he was the one that killed his family, again ruining Colin's life. This might be one of the most sinister and evil things to ever happen on this show, and that's saying a lot.
I don't know what is going on, but somewhere our wires got crossed.
The only explanation for these decisions I can think of is that Frenchie is actually a psychopath that enjoys reliving the experience of killing his victims and exploits the survivors by getting them to talk about their lost loved ones. I mean, Frenchie literally broaches the conversation about Colin's dead family when he knows exactly what happened to them.
You never told me about them. Your family.
I guess the revelation for Frenchie in this scene is that Colin saw the scars on his ankles, which means that Colin could identify him as the killer. Frenchie gets stressed out by this because it seems that these two spend a lot of time with their socks off, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess the biggest thing that nobody knows about me is I'm a deeply closeted gay man.
What?
Is the audience supposed to relate to this? This isn't some story about forbidden love or a second chance romance. Frenchie fucking killed this guy's family and then emotionally manipulated him.
I'm a pretty, I guess I'm a pretty sick guy.
This whole interaction would be far more interesting if this was where Frenchie realized who Colin's family was. If he had been learning along with the audience that he was the murderer, it would have added a much deeper level of tension to the scene. It would also justify all the self-loathing that Frenchie has been doing this season, because the audience would sympathize more with his struggle, as there is at least some level of innocence to their relationship. Having Frenchie already be aware of this takes away from the pin drop moment. And if anything, it makes Frenchie seem creepy and gross. And as the audience, it's difficult to feel anything except irritation with Frenchie, because this is all entirely his fault. He knew that he killed Colin's family. He knew what he was doing was wrong. It's weird that he began a relationship with this guy.
Yeah, weird.
So when the writers have him moping around for a whole season, acting depressed and boring, I don't care. It's annoying, not relatable. And what I hated most about all of this is that it's again resolved with another heart-to-heart with Kimiko. I swear the only story that they have for these two characters is, oh, I'm sad because I was forced to be a monster. Oh, I am also sad because I was forced to be a monster too. It really can't be understated how deranged someone would have to be to do this to someone else. Or Frenchie is so emotionally stunted to the point where he can't understand basic human emotions. But I guess writing reflects the writers, right?
Man is condemned to be free because once thrown into this world,
So
he's
boring.
responsible for everything he does.
Stop.
This
Stop
was
being
against
boring.
my will.
Stop being sad. You're ruining
I
it. You're
rather-
ruining the show.
How can we
You're
possibly
ruining the
forget?
show. Number 4. Oh no. Homelander's about to go crazy.
Don't mind if I do!
How many times are they going to tease us with this idea? It feels like his fall into madness is happening at the same speed of which a clogged toilet drains. Like every time you think, oh, this is it, he's lost it, nothing really happens. Nor does he really change. Like when he killed Stillwell, or when he was publicly shamed, or when Stormfront died, or when Soldier Boy was after him. All of these moments act like these breaking points for his character, but fail to make any lasting impressions. A big part of this show is Homelander's need to be loved by everyone. But how many times does he say he doesn't need it anymore?
I don't need everyone to love me. I don't need anyone. Well, being feared is A1 okie doke by me. We gotta cut that part of you out like a cancer. And then, well then, my boy, you can finally be who you were always meant to be. I don't need any of it anymore.
Yeah.
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 So episode 4 is all about him going back home to that evil basement where he grew up. But why? This is already well-trodden ground. He confronted Vogelbaum back in season 1 for crying out loud. This has already been done. There is no revelation to be extracted from this storyline. We don't learn anything new, and there's no big reveal. Homelander just hangs out in a basement for an episode and does nothing. Now, from watching people react online, you'd think this is some kind of masterclass in storytelling. But as it turns out, people are pretty easily entertained. All it takes is watching a guy get his dick lasered off, and the audience will act like clapping seals. Not me, though, because I'm an intellectual. Ineffectual. Incredible.
Doc, I mean, is he, retarded?
Now I can hear you disagreeing with me already. But Anthony Starr's acting is so good. He's so evil in this scene. I love watching him torture people. Hey, I like watching brutal mutilation as much as the next guy. But Anthony Starr's acting is not the problem here. It's the writing. The only reason I could sit here for an hour is because he does such a good job playing the character. But don't let good acting distract you from the writing equivalent of watching paint dry. It's pretty easy to prove that there's nothing gained from this scene, and I'll show you why. So what did we know about Homelander before this episode? That A, he's a narcissist who needs approval from the masses to make himself feel good. B, that he's a murderer that can and will do anything he wants to people that annoy him. C, that he enjoys hurting people. And D, that he was tortured by Vought and kept in a cell for his entire upbringing. So what do we learn after this episode is over? A, that Vought engineered Homelander's need for approval, I guess? But it's been inferred throughout the show that this is a result of his childhood trauma anyway. Saying that Vought did it deliberately doesn't really change or add anything to this aspect of his character. And B, the other thing we learned is who tortured him specifically, like the guys who did it. But who cares? We already know who led the project. It was fucking Stan Edgar and Vogelbaum. So why doesn't Homelander prove how little he cares about praise to the guy he wanted acceptance from the entire show? Remember when I brought up how this show has a problem with perspective? We as the audience don't know who these people are because we just met them. So it doesn't really matter if they live or die. They're pretty much the equivalent of a red shirt in Star Trek. They are just there to take the hit so the main characters can live, and it gives the audience a false sense of stakes. So when you watch Homelander give a brief description of what each person did to him as a child, and then he punishes them for it, it really doesn't have any emotional payoff. This would all have made more sense from a character viewpoint if he had flown to Edgar's prison cell and done this to him instead. He's an established character that has been a threat to Homelander before, and he's the reason that Homelander was tortured.
A little respect, Stan. Something you should have given me.
What good would that do? Where would it even go?
They were just following orders, Dr. Vogelbaum's, Stan Edgar's, and mine.
Yeah, but they followed them.
If the writers wanted to show that Homelander has finally lost his need for approval, he should have killed Edgar. But this is the point. None of this means anything. On a side note, what the fuck are all these scientists doing down here? If I was a scientist that worked at Vought, and the child I personally tortured rose to become the head of the company, I would leave that company. Why would these people wait around for Homelander to come kill them? They know who he is. They know what he's capable of. It doesn't even look like they've been working on anything since Homelander was a kid. Why didn't Barbara hit up Stan Edgar and say, hey, can you put me into hiding? Instead of doing that, they just sit there like sitting ducks waiting to be executed. God, this show used to be smart.
It's fucking unprofessional!
The overall point I'm making here is that this scene is yet another attempt to dangle something interesting in front of the audience, without actually committing to it. Hey, look at the gore, look at Anthony Starr's acting, it's so good. But please forget, nothing of substance is actually happening.
This confession has meant nothing.
Please like and subscribe so I don't lose the will to live before I finish part 4.